Week 6 was crazy, man. A whole bunch of good offense, lots of good defense as well, and we're also going to shine light on special teams. You know how we do on Barry's Ballers. If you need a reminder, I'm looking for 5 offense, 5 defense, and 5 special teams players each week that exhibit the following qualities.
The guys that are all champions, and if you were a player, you'd want to play with them. If you were a coach, you'd want to coach them. And if you were a fan, you'd want to watch them.
Just trying to do my part to emulate the late, great John Madden, but let's quit playing around. Let's get right into this.
Winning has always been in his DNA.
Loyalty got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece got war and peace inside my DNA.
Your first offensive baller, week 6. I got a guy who played on Monday night for the Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson, the running back. Now, you could absolutely make a case for Drake London as well. I'm just partial to the running game. The Falcons won this game on the back of Bijan Robinson, 19 carries, 170 yards. That's an 8.9 average. You got a touchdown. And what really put the nail in the coffin against the Bills was that 80-yard long bomb that absolutely deflated the Bills defense. All their morale that was up here, down under. They're stepping on it now. Because you got to know that if you give Josh Allen any wiggle room, even though he did throw 2 interceptions, he will take what he can get. You got to be careful with the current reigning MVP, and I think Bijan Robinson allowed them to finally put it away, take him to the promised land, and he's one of the main reasons why they won by 10. We're getting started quickly. Bijan Robinson, your first offensive baller of the week.
Approved.
Let's hit to number 2. Your second offensive baller of the week is a guy I feel like is going to keep putting himself on this list if he keeps playing the way he's playing. This is already the second appearance for Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba, who had a great game against the Jaguars. They ended up winning 20-12. He had 8 receptions, 162 yards, 20-yard average, and a touchdown, with his longest being 61. They targeted him 13 times. He caught 8 of those. Hey, if you're getting 162 yards, that's a good enough average for me. He's proven time and time again that he is capable of putting the entire offense on his back. They were hoping a guy like Cooper Kupp would come ease the pressure off of him, but as far as I can tell, it's been Jackson Smith-Njigba, Kenneth Walker, and that's it. They got to find some. I mean, I like Torrey Horton. He's good on the punt return, kick return game as well. But Jackson Smith-Njigba, absolutely wide receiver 1. He's playing top 5 right now. Hold on, let me see in total stats where he's resting, because he was at the top just last week. Let's see. Receiver. Yep, he leads the league in receiving yards, 696. The next closest to him is Puka Nacua with 616. So he's 80 yards ahead of Puka. He's separating himself a lot.
We're in a different era. Get over it. Whoa!
Emeka was really the only one I had, aside from Puka, keeping up with him, but with that injury, he might be out for a couple weeks. Jackson Smith-Njigba can run away with this. He's doing really good on the Seahawks. That was a great game they put up against the Jaguars, who had a lot of momentum coming off of that win against Kansas City. He's going to be your second offensive baller of the week.
Approved.
Now let's move on to number 3. Now, I absolutely called the Rico Dowdle revenge game yardage. I didn't have the Panthers winning. I had the Cowboys eking it out in the close game, but the Panthers ended up winning by 3 in a 30-27 game against the Cowboys. Rico Dowdle is your third offensive baller of the week. 30 carries, 183 yards, no rushing touchdowns, but he was also active in the passing game. He was the team's leading receiver, 4 receptions, 56 yards, and a touchdown, with his longest being a 36-yard reception.
Why is he bricked? Why is he bricked? Why was he bricked?
Brother, is Rico elite? Were we sleeping on the kid the entire time? Did he just need a change of scenery? And I think him going to Carolina benefited both parties, because I really like Javonte Williams in Dallas as well. He's more of the nice north-south runner they need. Freaking Bryce Young needed a guy that can kind of get out in the passing game, a Christian McCaffrey type beat. But, you know, they were kind of worried they weren't going to have that. And bro, Chuba Hubbard is Chuba Hubbard. It seems Rico Dowdle might be the truth, and Chuba's injured. Let Chuba rest. Rico is proving he can put the team on his back and carry the entire offense if need be. It's allowing these other receivers like Tet McMillan, he doesn't have to be the primary go-to target every play now. Maybe Xavier Legette can get a couple more receptions because they're more worried about the run game. It allows him to get open. I really don't like seeing Xavier Legette get 5 catches for -5 yards or whatever his stat line was the other week. I like Xavier Legette. And hopefully Rico Dowdle's offensive impact allows him and the other weapons to get open. Bryce Young needed this young man, and he's proving to be more than worth whatever they gave him in the money category. Love me some Rico Dowdle. He had a great game against Dallas. He's your 3rd offensive baller of the week.
Approved.
Let's move on to number 4. I'm really doing this thing one take. Let's go. One take on all of these? That's crazy. Don't jinx it. Now, this is a gentleman who I glazed in my questions video, but I'm going to do it again. Your current MVP favorite, Baker Mayfield, beating the 49ers 30-19. 23 attempts, 17 completions, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And I don't know if you saw the clutch run, the long 3rd down conversion. If that doesn't show MVP, most valuable player level play, I don't know what does.
Sterling Shepard out there, his old college teammate, but he's not going to have a chance. Oh, yes, he is. He fights through the sack, looking for first down yard. Oh, my goodness, he's done it again. Oh, that is pure Baker Mayfield.
That was an amazing conversion, and you saw him getting up, talking his mess, getting in people's faces. He was seeking out defensive players to talk trash to. No one was even in his face, but he's like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of chippy. Let's go rough somebody up. Let's get in someone's grill. And Baker will headbutt you. He don't give a damn if it's a little dude like CJ. If it's a big defensive lineman, he'll run up on you. He doesn't care because he knows he's got his boys behind him ready to rock and roll. Baker Mayfield, 4th offensive baller of the week. MVP favorite, my son's namesake. I'm glad to see it. I'm probably gonna cry if he wins MVP, but that's a conversation to be had much further down the road. Let's get to our 5th and final offensive baller of the week. And this player is quickly becoming one of my favorite players in the entire league. He's giving me just the voices in the back of my heads are thinking, dude, you're kind of built like this dude. You're kind of built like Cam Scatterboo, who gets 19 carries for 98 yards and 3 touchdowns against the reigning Super Bowl champion defense in the Philadelphia Eagles. Cam Scatterboo is the truth. I would not want to be in front of that young man if he's running north and south and I'm in the goal line. You saw what he did to Cooper DeJean. Brody trucked him on the goal line. You saw him truck Zach Bond, who was a favorite for Defensive Player of the Year last year. He doesn't care if you're an established veteran, if you're a second-year defenseman, he will run you over. He runs like a hamster on crack and meth. Do not piss this dude off. He was out there ripping the tarps off, running through people head first. He's only, dude, you got to be concerned about his safety a little bit. You saw the video of him headbutting the brick wall back at Arizona State as a warm-up. Maybe don't kill all your brain cells in your rookie season, but the energy he brings to this team, he's the lightning to Jackson Dart's thunder, is insane. There's hope in New York. The people in New York City are awake now. They haven't felt this since Eli won the Super Bowl, since maybe Odell was popping off. It's back. You can feel the energy shift. People in New York are excited because Cam Scatterboo is bringing that energy. That's a New York type runner. If you were to embody the entirety of New York City and make a player out of him in Madden, it's Cam Scatterboo. Hard hitting little dude who dares you to talk trash. That's Cam Scatterboo. Tell you what, hold on. You thought I wasn't serious about it? I got you, but I ain't rich, so hold on. We're gonna go old school. There we go. There we go. Let me get the OGs. Yes, sir. Get the large. Where they at? Where my brother? There we go. Go and buy now. I'm investing, twin. Let's do it. I'll fill this out off camera. As you can tell, he's your 5th and final offensive baller of the week.
Approved.
Let's head over to defense and get rocking and rolling. And we're not going to have to go far because the first defensive baller of the week is his teammate, Ryan Burns. 7 total tackles, 3 of those being solos, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, 2 quarterback hits, flying around everywhere. He's definitely the quarterback of that defense. I really would like to see Dex get going, would really like to see Abdul Carter get going, but in the meantime, Brian Burns is doing just fine with his little Spider-Mans. He was all over the backfield. Saquon can't get going. Jalen Hurts has to throw the ball now, which for some reason it seems like he can't do. Don't know where that came from. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith are still really good wide receivers. Brian Burns was causing a problem. That Eagles offensive line, I think, kind of wrote this off as an automatic W, and they got their shit pushed in. They got punched in the mouth and they weren't ready for it. Players like Brian Burns are absolutely needed for teams that have a good youthful offense, but they need to be able to trust their defense. And Brian Burns is proving that they can trust this defense. They just got to let him work. He's your first defensive baller of the week.
Approved.
You love to see it. Let's move on to number 2. And this is actually going to be one of 2 players on the same team. First time this has ever happened. Let's go ahead and start with the Rams linebacker, Nate Landman. Y'all might not be familiar with his game. I wasn't either until I started playing Madden, but he is a really good middle linebacker for the Rams, and he led the team in tackles, led the entire league in tackles this week. He had 17 tackles. 8 of those being solo and a quarterback hit. No sacks, no TFLs, but brother, if he had 17 total tackles and the entire team had 87, that's about a fifth of the team's tackles were from one player. 87 tackles is a lot because they were doing it to the Ravens. Nate Landman flying around, nose for the football. He had more tackles than the next 2 players combined, and the next player behind him is also on this list. You gotta go see what Nate Landman's up to. He just has a magnetic compass in his head for wherever the football is, be it a run, be it a cross or over the middle. He's hitting you. You gotta worry about Nate Landman because he's a big boy too. He's a scary man. He's the first of 2 Rams on the list this week. Second baller of the week.
Approved.
Number 3 is his teammate, Byron Young. Defensive line. Now he was getting in the backfield. He had 8 tackles, 4 of those being solo, but he had 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, and 5 quarterback hits. Cooper Rush had no time at all. He was seeing ghosts out there. He blinks, Byron Young's in his face. He checks under the bed, Byron Young's there. He couldn't even go take a piss without Byron Young being in the stall. Byron Young was wherever he needed to be, and that typically was in the backfield. I'm really excited to see what this defensive line could turn into because Byron Young is great. Jared Verse is the truth. The last year's defensive rookie of the year. I also like Kobe Turner. He's kind of a diet Dexter Lawrence, diet Quinnen Williams, but if he gets going, you're going to learn his name really quickly. The only issue is the Rams need defensive backs, but in the meantime, coverage linebackers like Nate Landman, edge rushers like Byron Young are getting the job done. Now, this is against the Ravens, whose offense isn't quite up to snuff. We'll see if they carry that momentum in the next week. But as of right now, Byron Young is your 3rd defensive baller of the week, along with his teammate, Nate Landman. Let's head over to number 4. From you picking me, run me who'll I say? I ain't got time to kiss you now, my mule's running away. Our 4th defensive baller of the week, Atlanta Falcons corner D. Alford. He had 6 total tackles, 4 of those being solos. He had a sack, he had a TFL, he had 3 passes defense, 1 quarterback hit, and an interception.
I don't care what Greg Beadle said. The whole defense getting the game ball. Hey, what up? Stand on 2. 1, 2.
All over the field, absolutely everywhere. Every single stat in the stat list, he was checking off hash marks. Brother, Josh Allen is tired of seeing this dude in his rearview mirror because everywhere he threw the ball, everywhere that the ball got ran to, D. Alford was there. Wasn't really on my radar as a defensive player until I watched the Falcons beat the Bills, and he was an absolute cornerstone in building up that foundation that they used to beat the Bills. Josh Allen still MVP, and the Falcons were kind of getting written off. You know, they had that big blowout against the Panthers. They really haven't recovered from the stigma they got from that game. Going into this game Monday night, oh no, know, Josh Allen in prime time, we're going to get embarrassed. But the Atlanta Falcons fans, they show up for the home team. And the fans showed up for this one. The offense showed up, as you can tell from Bijan Robinson, from Drake London, and then the defense showed up with players like D. Alford. Great to see it. One of those good corners that is going to be able to spread his wings and fly, as it were, as an Atlanta Falcon. A really good individual defensive performance this week. I'd give it to him no matter what team he was on, because he was everywhere. Sacks, TFLs, defense, quarterback hits, interceptions, brother did it all. You love to see it. Hopefully he can carry that momentum into next week, but that's going to give D. Alford our 4th defensive baller of the week spot.
Approved.
Let's move on to number 5. And you know, I love when the old heads put on a show, and this is going to round out our defensive list. I'm talking about corner for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jalen Ramsey. 6 tackles, 4 of those being solo. And as a defensive back, he led the team in sacks with 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, and 2 quarterback hits. I think Jalen Ramsey playing more of a nickel role type to crash down on the defense might be the move. He's still got the ball knowledge. He's still got the awareness, and he's still really good at, breaking up passes, but no one's expecting him to come run to the backfield and knock your block off. Oh man, dude, Dylan Gabriel had no shot. He threw 52 times and oh my goodness, just was doing nothing. He was sacked 6 times. So a third of the sacks Dylan Gabriel got was from Jalen Ramsey. He was all over the place. You're lucky you didn't get any interceptions on these past breakups. Cleveland's trying to find some momentum, and it's just so deflating when you go and play a divisional rival and an old head like Jalen Ramsey shows he still got it, still puts it all on the table. Let's go. Measuring contest right now. Dylan Gabriel did not measure up. Jalen Ramsey proved to be number 1 on this team's defense today, and he's going to be our number 5 defensive baller of the week.
Approved.
Let's go over special teams and get up out of here. So last week I was pretty crunched for time, wasn't able to dedicate a whole segment to special teams, so we'll be able to do that this time. Our first special teams baller is going to be Cameron Dicker, the field goal kicker for the Los Angeles Chargers. He kicked 5 field goals, didn't miss any of them. Longest was from 35 and 2 extra points. He was responsible for 17 of the Chargers' 29 points. That's insane. They weren't able to get in the end zone a lot, but it didn't matter because you got Cameron Dicker, one of the most accurate kickers. I think he might be the most accurate kicker in NFL history. He's going to be our first special teams baller of the week, and it's a good start to this program.
Approved.
We're going to do 2 and 3 at the same time. This is going to be the first ever tail of the tape I've ever seen when it comes to punters. I'm talking about the Seattle Seahawks, Michael Dixon, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, Logan Cook. So Michael Dixon punted 7 times for 360 yards, averaged 51 yards an attempt. No touchbacks. 3 of those were inside the 20, with his longest being a 50. Then you got his counterpart on the other team, Logan Cook. He punted 8 times for 393 yards. His average was 49. 1 touchback, 2 in the 20, but his longest was 61. You don't really get to see a punting duel these days, but these 2 guys were back and forth and back and forth. It's also a testament to each team's defense. They were getting a lot of stops, a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of situations where they weren't comfortable trying to go for it on 4th down. So these punters were, Michael Dixon pinning them 3 times in the 20, 100% a reason why the Seahawks won. If the Jaguars had to worry about marching down the entire field half of the time the Seahawks punted, they'd be in a much better position to win the game. Michael Dixon won the Seahawks this game in the special teams department. He is your second special teams baller.
Approved.
His counterpart, Logan Cook, tried as he may, weren't able to close it out, but he's still going to get a lot of recognition for his efforts. Logan Cook is the 3rd special teams baller.
Approved.
Let's head to number 4. As you know, you do not have to be a winner to get put on this list. These rankings are in no particular order. This is all about effort. This is about spirit of the game. This is about leaving it all out on the field and being a good teammate. And you couldn't ask for more clutch performance than Eddie Dinero Pinheiro, the 49ers kicker who they brought in to replace Jake Moody. Jake Moody is out. The 49ers fans are tired of him. They never want to hear his name again. They brought in Eddie Dinero Pinheiro, who made 4 out of 4 field goals, longest of 54 and an extra point. He got 13 of the 49ers' 19 points. Most of their points in a pretty competitive game against the Buccaneers came off the leg of Eddie Pinheiro. I am trademarking, just kidding, Dinero Pinheiro, because he is cash money, baby. You do not have to worry about kicking anymore until he gives you a reason to worry. But as of right now, he is shown to be a perfectly good replacement for the Jake Moody woes. I'm really glad that the 49ers fans found themselves a new kicker. They were kind of nervous every time Jake Moody came on the field. Oh no, oh God. Eddie Pinheiro, now it's lock it in. If he's out there within 50, within 55, he's making that hoe. And Eddie Pinheiro is doing great things. He's our 4th special teams baller.
Approved.
Let's move on to number 5 and close this list out. I couldn't resist it, man. There's just some performances by some players that you know are clutch. And I'm talking about Jake Moody, kicker for the Chicago Bears. You thought you were getting away from this, 49ers fans? Hell nah.
Get up, boy. Huh. Oh, my. Holy Christ!
4 for 5, longest to 48 and an extra point, but he kicked the game winner, last second field goal against the Commanders, who were honestly looking like they were having a pretty good game, but not what Jake Moody has anything to say about it. He had 13 of the Bears' 25 points. Reed, he had more than half of the Chicago Bears' points. He was totally locked in. Getting cut from the 49ers, worst decision they ever made, because Jake Moody's in Chicago now. The Windy City's got nothing on Jake Moody, the man with the cannon of a leg with the howitzer attached to his right hip. He does not care. Jake Moody, number 5, special teams baller, week 6, 2025. Lock it. All right, I'm done cutting a promo. Jake Moody had a pretty good game. You love to see him get his groove back. He did a great thing against the Commanders. They won by 1 point off of the leg of Jake Moody. Great performance. Hopefully he got the yips gone. Hopefully he got his mind right. You don't want to see anyone fail. Glad to see Jake Moody thriving somewhere else. A lot of Bears fans were worried. They don't got to worry too much now. He's shown that he has the clutch gene. He just got to, tighten it up a little bit.
Approved.
I appreciate everyone who watched this. Those are your 5 offensive, defensive, and special teams ballers of the week for week 6. Let's get ready for week 7. I hope you all have a great day. You are loved, I promise. It might not seem like it right now with the way things are going or however you may be feeling at home, but I promise you're loved. Everything has a purpose. Just because you don't know your purpose doesn't mean you don't have one. Hit me up if you need help, for real. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Make sure y'all take care. I love y'all. Y'all have a good one.
I got
Winning has always been in his DNA.
loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and